Every day we hear about they, and every hour a newsflash about who's in power. They are doing this and they are doing that. I'm talking about some Republican or some Democrat. It's funny, but I wasn't raised to follow they, and I don't have the need to wait for their say. As I rise every morning, I expect to think my own way. And I wonder, no matter who they are and where they exist, do they care about how I live or how I continue to subsist? Do they care about me more than my vote? After all, their survival is contingent on their ability to self-promote. And that's okay, they're allowed to, it's what politicians do. But all the more reason to need to question any slanted opinion or lopsided view. Oh, and then there is them. So many wait in anticipation of what they recommend. Again, I don't have the need or desire to listen to what them think or require. I choose the beat of my own drum. A viable and loving human is what I seek to become. But so many others are reliant upon someone else to pass their verbal baton. And although I agree with another's desire to think in a category of left or right, I personally maintain the ability to see each side with both eyes and full sight. Because as I move to the middle, I'm able to see a broader look at our attempt at democracy. After all, who doesn't agree the split in the two seems obtuse and leaves too much room for political abuse? Issues just go on for years and years. Activists like myself feel as if we're walking on eggs while talking to deaf ears. And personally, I think it's hasty to believe one side knows it all. And it's kind of democrazy to allow for them to continue to brawl. Nothing gets done when both sides are at odds. Our problems stay exactly the same while each side fights to hold all the cards. Let's face it, waiting for politicians and officials to fix our problems and woes is like making rain fall upside down or changing how a river flows. History shows it ain't going to go the way the majority would choose. And as the war of the wits plays out in politics, every one of us stands to lose. Fair play and symbiotic game. It's only going to happen when egos flatten and love can overrule. So as we allow they and them to keep us in political limbo, wondering what's going to happen next, I'm thinking we should help this country reach a new apex. First, let's try to override any idle threat that we cannot unite in peace to get all of our wellness needs met. We intrinsically know wellness shouldn't be just him or her, them, they, or me. Symbiotic solutions are only met when our intentions include the word we. Sure, let the politicians stay, but from now on, let's do things our way. They and them can still have their say, of course, but ultimately we the people need to be the force that creates this country's sway. And yes, we may continue to disagree, you and me, but we will vow to debate healthfully and respectfully. To find the truth will be our goal, and we'll listen only to the advice being offered by our soul. There'll be no room for any ego display, as we already know that never produces a good takeaway. Instead, we'll seek to heal all we can agree upon. Those issues we all have in common, we'll take them on one by one till all are done. We'll make sure each is adequately resolved and that the perception here is truly evolved. Our solutions will always show the safest, most reasonable direction for all to go. Not for one or two or 10 of us, but all of us need to benefit. That's a must. I believe unity of spirit is possible. I have the vision clear in my head. And unity has been done before, so it can be done again. Trust me on this one thing. Love can be the spring. It is what is needed to launch this new way of being, because without us, them and they will never be agreeing. It's up to the righteous few, those who speak love and are determined to bring this country around. We must finally stand as one nation's heart and just let our love abound.